Right, good day everyone. Today I will show you how to use the student VPN using Palo Alto, which is Open Connect. So what I'll do is I will go to the following link, which is this link here. That link would take me to the student VPN to download the application. As a student, you would then have to just paste the link again and hit enter. As a student, this is the link that you will obviously get to this link, but if you put the link directly in the URL right on top, you don't need to go through all these other pages. So by pasting the link in the browser URL, you hit this site. In the site here, you have to make sure that you are a registered student and you know your password. If you forgot your password, you have to send CTS an email at ctsservicdesk.cput.ac.za. Now what I'll do here is I will just use already account that's already added. The way you have to log in is that you have to make sure that your ADS in front, which is the domain, is selected there, and then the student number and then your password. If you don't do that, by just typing in your student number and your password, you won't be able to log in, right? So just remember that you have to put ADS in front and your current student number and your password, and then you'll be able to log in. Now when you log into Palo Alto, it will give you a message like this here on top, which says password will expire in 0 days. That is just a precaution that you have to change your password, right? Then when you get to this is where you have to choose. So if you look at this, if you have a 32-bit Windows operating system, you then mainly use that 32-bit operating system and you download that particular part. So you have to check which version, model and version you have. If you have 64-bit, you download the 64-bit version, and then if you have a Mac, iMac, you download either 32-bit or 64-bit. I don't see a client for Linux, so these are the different clients that you can see in front of you. So I'm just going to reset. So in my case, I have a 64-bit, and the way I look at you would then see that you have either a 32-bit or 64-bit. In my case there you would see 64-bit, right? So that is how you determine your Windows operating system. So I will download 64-bit, and it will start downloading. While it's downloading, I'm just gonna pause the recording. So if you go to Global Protector Wizard, you then go next. You choose the path where you want to install it, you go next, and you hit install. So what's going to happen next is it's going to go through the installation process. It has been installed, you say close, right? And then on your right hand side you should see a Global Protect icon pop up. It would look similar to, just move this over. It looks similar to this, right? But you'll see the icon on your right hand side of the screen. Right, so we're back to another part of the demo where we stopped the other part with installation. So when you've done, you will see an icon on the right hand side saying not connected, and you then have to put in your portal address here. So the portal address here, you would type in SOP small letters .cput.ac.za, right? And then you hit connect. That's going to try to connect, and it's going to try to ask your username again. And then here you have to put in your student number again, right? So you put in 204 5231, this is an example, and then your password, and then I sign in. If it says failed to enter login credentials, it means you've used the wrong password. Put in your password, and if it does that, that means that you have to put in ADS in front. Okay, so part 3, Global Protect. As you can see here, in this session I am connected already to it. So let me just disconnect and show you how it worked. So what you have to do is just go to settings. I had to put in a portal and in my user account. If I sign out, then those are deleted and I'll start from scratch. So what you do is after install this, you go there, it will say welcome to Global Protect. What you then do is you type shop.cput.ac.za, spelled it wrong, and you go connect, and then it will ask you username and password. And here you type in a student number, remember the ADS 204-50231, and your password. Let's type it direct. Right, after you're done typing your password, you hit sign in. And it will connect and will say it's still working. After it's done, it will say you connected now. Now, if you want to verify, you just go to settings and you go to connection, and then you'll see that you connected externally, CPUT gateway, and then you'll get a little IP address as in shown like that. Right, so that means I'm connected now to the student VPN, and I should be able to access it via my PC 0-rated certain sites. So if I go to, let's say I want to go to any of the 0-rated sites as CPUT have given me, right? These are the 0-rated sites. So if I, like you can see here, if I go to I can go to OPFI while being connected to the 0-rated application email, and then if I want to access and log into my mailbox, then I would click on that link and I will sign in, and that will now sign me into my student email. We have to go to SOS, so we go to SOS. I can see all my details, and the next site is exam results. These sites like that you can visit. Blackboard, so if I need to go to Blackboard, I can go to Blackboard as a student, 0-rated, so I would log in with a student number. In there I get access to, you can just say yes or no, because this will just ask if you want to reduce your number of times you want to sign in. So you can say no, then it means you have to sign in again. So now I'm logged into Blackboard, and I can see my subjects here on the right hand side. Yeah, there is my subjects that I'm registered, so I can see access my subjects 0-rated. I'm still connected to the VPN. If you need to access books and resources, go to the CPT library, and let's see if we can search any of these databases 0-rated. So I will try to go to the library database, and then you can open the database. So this will now ask you to log in and log in. So now this would log you in to Google Scholar, and I would be accessing Google Scholar as a CPUT student, right? So if I want to search an article, let's say I want to get this book, then obviously it will reset because we're not part of that list, part of that rule there. For FID students, link. Let's see if we can get there. Okay, it's loading LinkedIn. So you can get to LinkedIn. I want to use my data. I want to see if this actually works. So what I'll do now is I'll connect again. I'm connected, and I'll hit refresh again for YouTube. I'll hit refresh for LinkedIn Learning, and I'll refresh for linkedin.com. And I want to see if I'm still connected. Okay, so connection is still there. So let's see if YouTube works. Play something. LinkedIn Learning should be working. So if I play Foundations of Fourth Industrial Revolution, yeah. Bandwidth is a bit bad on my side, but that means that I can play LinkedIn Learning. Let's see if YouTube works. YouTube, it's not working, as there's nothing happen on the page. You can get to LinkedIn, but it seems YouTube is not working. Just okay, let's go back to YouTube. Looks like NetAcad is working. Well, just to see if we can get to a course that's on a different URL. The domain is still there. Redirecting. YouTube is still timing out. And you can get to that course. Seems like it's working. Go back. Yeah, it seems like that site is working, but YouTube not working. All right. Thank you.